Hey, good morning. It's Laura Wick here. I'm in the middle of my morning routine, drinking my bulletproof coffee. I just read a little, did a little meditation, and I'm actually going to go walk my dogs here in just a moment. But I wanted to share with you I had this hit of inspiration today because my morning routine is something that is really sacred to me. It's something that this is my favorite part of the day. It's something that is absolutely essential for me and what I do and helping my clients. But I didn't always give it to myself. And I wanted to talk today about why I believe booking yourself solid will not give you the consistency you want in your income and in your business in the right way. Because, and we're also going to talk about, before I forget, I want to give you a couple keys to actually creating consistent income without doing as much work or while seeing fewer clients. I go more into detail on this in a webinar that I'm hosting. I'll put the link below if it's something you're interested in. But I wanted to talk about, and actually let me just go back. When I started my business in 2008, my massage practice, I was taught that, you want to be booked solid. The goal as a massage therapist was to have a full calendar, have a full schedule. And the only way that I knew how to do this, and at the time, the only business that was being taught in that industry was discount, give it away for free, be available 24/7. And I'm really driven. So I was so good at just busting my ass and filling my calendar and seeing 20, 25 people a week. Now, I was not charging full price for nearly any of those people. And then I felt like in order to get them back in, I had to discount again. And what ended up happening is I was booked solid, I was exhausted, and I constantly was in this state where I felt like I had to chase people down to fill my calendar and to, hit my income and pay our rent and, have food on the table. And so I think there's this idea that in order to be booked solid, we have to have more. We have to have more clients and, we're constantly chasing. And what I found is that I would be so exhausted one week and I would be like, you know what? In 2 weeks, when I finally have space on my calendar, I'm going to give myself a day off and I'm going to rest and I'm going to have a smaller schedule that week, right? So 2 weeks would come, this week would hit, I would look at my schedule and I would go, oh my God, I don't know if I can make my money. Where's it all going to go? And then I would freak out and I'd run around and I'd fill in all those empty spots and then I'd fill out the next 2 weeks. And then I would just constantly cycle and constantly be in this state of worry and exhaustion. I fully believe that when we have this mentality that booking yourself solid means more and more clients, you're never going to be able to have ease and flow in your business. Now here's the kicker. Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule? 80% of your income is probably coming from 20% of your clients. Right? 80% of your income from 20% of your clients. So the wake-up call for me was, and this is something I talk more about in the webinar, was I really saw, because, if you're like me, you're the Oprah of your friends, people are always asking advice, is I actually saw that there was a blind spot in my business where the most valuable part of what I was offering, I wasn't charging for it. And when I saw this and I realized that the 20% of my clients who were like, oh, all in, wanted that additional space that I was creating and the extra stuff that I was doing. So this is rule number 1 when it comes to breaking that busy cycle from booking yourself solid. So rule number 1 is work with clients who want help, and you can set things up for the people who need help. I think the challenge here, and you guys, I know you got into this business because you want to help people. You're somebody who is driven. You love your work. You know that your work matters and it makes a difference. I think the challenge is that so many people who are givers and healers, we want to give it to everybody who needs it. And what we end up doing is we end up playing small and draining ourselves to focus on everybody over here who needs it. When the truth is, focus on people who want your help, right? Those 20% that want your help are the people who are going to invest in it, who are going to take action, who are going to get results, who are going to actually energetically fill your cup, and they're going to help you build a better business. When you focus on the 20% here who want your help, you start to create space in your calendar. You're starting to have more consistency. And again, this is something I go into more detail in the training, but what I want you to hear is step two is once you focus on the 20% who want your help, you need to create the container of support instead of selling single sessions. So my belief is that the time for money paradigm is the number one killer of burnout, the number one fastest path to burnout for the best practitioners out there. So if you know that you are like so much more than average, that you are like the best, you have all this experience, if you already know that, and you're trading your time for money, what often happens, again, if you're focusing on people who need help, then what happens is you play small, and when you're trading your time for money, you try and compete with other practitioners, other people doing similar work, other franchises, and you end up limiting yourself and you play over here in the little tiny playground. But when you focus on the people who want help and you create a container of support instead of single sessions, this container could be a 3-month one-on-one program where you help and give them the structure of support to get the results they want. Maybe this could be, helping them bust through carpal tunnel or plantar fasciitis. Maybe this 3 months could be about them doing the internal work to find to love themselves and find their soul's partner. Or maybe this is a 3-month program to help them actually implement the healthy eating practices so that they're feeling amazing, they're glowing in their skin, whatever it is. But you want to create the container to get them results. So putting this together, the 20% of people who already know that you're a badass that want your help, they need the container instead of single sessions. Because you're selling single sessions at a low rate to appeal to the people who need help, and they're not investing in it, and they're driving you bonkers, and they're the ones who are filling your schedule with a lot of unnecessary stress. They're also the ones who cancel last minute, show up late, all that pain in the ass shit. The ones who want the container are going to invest in that support, right? This could also be a retreat. I have an amazing client doing women empowerment retreats. Right? She's making her monthly income in 2 days. Right? It's so cool. So this could be a retreat. This could be a group program. This could be a workshop. There's so many ways you can do it, but you need the container for people who want it. Now, in the training, I actually go over why the people who want your help need to invest in this. That's a whole nother mindset shift. We'll save that for another day, or you could go watch the training. But once you create this container, what this means is, right, if this is like a 3-month program, that's $2,000, right? Which $2,000 for 3 months. Oh, I forgot this. Why this is so much more important is that a single session is an expense. A single session is like, I'm paying $100 for an hour of my time. I have to drive there, get to the appointment, drive back. I have to interrupt my regular day. That is an expense. Even if it feels good, even if it's good for their self-care, it's an expense. When they invest in a process, in that container, whether it's a retreat, a one-on-one program, a group program, when they invest in this, they're investing to go from their pain to the results they desire in their life. That is an investment. And, right, it's an investment. And it's about the transformation they receive and the benefits of that. So this is actually worth a lot more to them. So let's say you have, 20% of your clients invest at this $2,000 program, whether it's a retreat or whatever. And I teach how to get over the money blocks. So trust me, your clients will pay for this. They actually want to pay for this and they'll get better results. Again, watch the training. We talk about it. So that means you can make $5,000 a month from 5 people. Versus, $10,000 a month from 5 people. Math, early, waking up. Or you could try and convince 100 people who need help, but think of it as an expense, to give you $100 for a single session. 5 clients, 100 people at $100. So much easier. So much easier, right? So now what this means is you have created space. You now have consistency in your income from 5 people. It is so much easier. 5 people. 5 people. You guys, 5 people in your town are ready to say yes right now. Guarantee it. So when you learn how to do that enrollment conversation and how to bring them in, right? Like learning how to sell your services is so freaking loving because they want it and they want the results. Okay, so step 1 was work with people who want help versus people who need help. Step 2 is create the container. I would say step 3 in here is learning how to actually sell, right? It's something that I teach. It's really important. And then step 4 is this is where you create leverage. When you create this container, what you can actually do is you can take pieces that you're teaching, and there's this amazing thing called the internet where you can actually create maybe little bite-sized pieces from what you've created here. You can create that and you can maybe offer like a lower entry level for the people who need help, who aren't willing to make the bigger investment. And now you're supporting them and you're meeting them at their level, but it's not from a place where you're exhausted. So the other thing is, like, when you're at this container and you have all this space, maybe you could go and volunteer and give back to those people in a way that feels good for you. Maybe if you're making so much money consistently from fewer people, you can write that big fat check to charity and give it back to the people who need help. But what I want you to hear is now you're actually serving the people who need it in a way that is uplifting and fulfilling for you, not draining. I would much rather have a business where I am like serving the shit out of 5 people and giving back to people who need it in a healthy way than a business where I am running myself ragged, trying to book solid with a bunch of people who don't necessarily, don't show up and do the work. Now, the most important part of this is that you have to do your work, right? As holistic, practitioners, as people who heal, who understand that self-care is the priority, you have to do your work first. You have to be the client you want to attract. This is why my morning routine is so vital for me, is that I have to be grounded and solid and calm and centered for me to show up for my clients. I have to have good boundaries if I want my clients to have good boundaries. I have to, invest in my self-care, invest in my coaching if I want my clients to do it for themselves. So you have to do that work for yourself. And if you're booked solid, oftentimes that is the first thing to go. All right? So what I want you to hear is you can actually create consistency in your income while serving fewer people. And when you do that, you actually have the container, you actually have the funds, the time, the energy to give back to all the people who need it. That is a cycle that I think is going to lift you up so much more in your business. And it's a much healthier way to practice. So go catch the training. By the way, if you are interested in learning more about how I can support you in this journey, if you're ready, if you're looking and committed to your growth, if you're ready to take that next step in up-leveling your business, my team also has time available to chat with you one-on-one, and we'll help you get clear on, where you are right now, what's going on, maybe where you're stuck, where the blocks are. We'll also talk about what this might look like for you. Where is that space, that maybe the blind spot where you're actually losing money, and how you can support your clients in this container space. If it feels like we're a good fit to help you, we'll talk about, how I can support you and do that. I have different programs, and we'll go over what would be a best fit for you. These calls, they're amazing. No matter what, you're going to walk away really clear on your vision and what steps you can take to make that happen. So I'll put the link below this video if you're interested in that as well. Again, we do ask that if you want to do a call, this is a call for you if you're committed to moving forward, you're committed to your growth, you're ready to step up on a whole new level, and you're looking for the support to do it. So awesome. So thank you for joining me for my coffee. I'm going to finish this before it gets too cold, and then I'm going to go walk my pups. And leave a comment below. Just let me know. Let me know what that like really important self-care piece is for you that you want your clients to do. And I want you to make a commitment below this video for you to do it yourself. So hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later.